What's up guys, Alex here. I have the Pocophone F2 Pro. In this video I'll be reviewing it, talk about its specs, the cameras, if you really want to get it for the price of this phone as well, what games it can run like Fortnite, Call of Duty Mobile, stuff like that, the cameras as well, the quadruple cameras, talk about if it's waterproof or not, and also mention some stuff about the water test later on into the video. But yeah, let's get on into the video. So first things first, I want to talk about this phone. I want to talk about the display. The display on this Pocophone is a Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen with 16 million colors. Super AMOLED, for me at least, I know that it's not better than IPS LCD screens, but it's up there with them as well. Again, 60 million colors, showing you guys those pictures right now that I took with the phone, showing the demo in 4K so you guys can see. The size of the phone is a 6.67 inch screen, 87.2% screen to body ratio. So the phone is not that big. I mean, it's pretty big. It's bigger than, you know, the Note 9 and stuff like that. I don't think it's bigger than the Note 10, and it doesn't have any borders whatsoever. If I show you guys the screen right there, it doesn't have any borders on the phone because of that 87.2 screen to body ratio. Now the resolution on the phone is 1080 by 2400 pixels to 20 to 0.9 ratio and a 395 ppi density. Now, a lot of people wonder about the protection of this phone, and for many other phones as well. For phones that are, I guess, medium flagships, I don't even know what to call those phones, they should have around the Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which is what this phone has, or higher. You have phones with Corning Gorilla Glass 3, like the Samsung Galaxy A51, and that's probably why they add a screen protector as well on the phone to give it that extra layer of protection. But this phone, as far as I'm concerned, well, it does have a screen protector on it, and it has a Corning Gorilla Glass 5. For example, I have the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and I'm aware that it has the Corning Gorilla Glass 5, and I've dropped it multiple times, and it hasn't broken. It's not broken yet. It doesn't have a screen protector on it as well. It has gotten scratched, but I just don't really mind the scratches, because when I'm watching videos or doing something on my phone, I really don't tell the scratches are there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this Corning Gorilla Glass 5 screen can hold up pretty good from experience from me. Now the screen also has HDR10 plus. This is a pretty cool feature because most phones nowadays do have HDR10 plus to run 4K videos, 4K movies on their phone. So this phone screen looks pretty good in my opinion, at least. Again, Super AMOLED. It has 500 nits of brightness, but that's advertised, so we don't really know how bright it is yet. But apparently Xiaomi claims that the phone has 500 nits of brightness, but you know, some companies just advertise it so the phone can get sold faster or sells quicker, but we don't know that yet. Now let's talk about the chipset. So this phone has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, one of the latest ones out here from Snapdragon, so it would have run some pretty fast games. Again, also I will be doing a benchmark so you guys can see how fast it does the benchmark on the CPU. Now the GPU is an Adreno 650. Again, one of the latest Adreno CPUs that you find nowadays on phones, on flagships from Samsung, well, not Apple, but from Samsung and other companies like Xiaomi or Huawei. So yeah, the Adreno 650 will probably be able to run Fortnite pretty smoothly, and Call of Duty Mobile and other pretty demanding graphic games. Now you can get this phone in either two versions. You can get the 128GB version of the phone, or the 256GB of the phone, with the 256GB version coming with 8GB of RAM, and the 128 with 6GB of RAM. So there's a 2GB of RAM difference right there. Honestly, I recommend getting the 256GB because for $100 more, you might as well just get it. You know what I mean? You get more storage and more RAM, so the phone doesn't just go faster. You have more space for your pictures, for the games that you're gonna download, as an example. So in my opinion, just get the 256GB version. I think it's only a $100 difference, and you get 2GB of RAM, so the phone will go faster. And 6GB is good, I'm not gonna lie, but I have an 128GB phone, and that's running out of space. I've had it for like a year, and I only have 10GB left on it, so I'm always constantly deleting apps. So I made the mistake of not getting the 256GB version of the Note 9, so I kind of regret that now. But yeah, alright guys, so the phone has quad cameras. It has a 64 megapixel camera, a 5 megapixel camera, and a 13 megapixel cameras, and a 2 megapixel camera. Those are wide, telephoto, ultra wide, and a depth sensor camera for this phone. I don't know where you really need the depth sensor or the telephoto macro, but I guess they included that as well in the package of this phone. Talk about the price at the end of the video in the conclusion, so if you guys want to pick this up, also leave a link in the description if you guys want to get this phone. Alright guys, so this phone, although it only has one speaker, I just talk about the camera. So although this phone only has one speaker, I guess it can be compared to the phones that have stereo surround sound. I wouldn't say that it's the best sound ever on a phone, but you can definitely compare it to like the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 or the Note 10 or probably the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It probably won't be as loud, but the quality within the sound that that the speakers are blasting out, you can definitely tell that it's better. Well, not better, but it's around the same level. Now, like the Samsung Galaxy A51 or the Samsung Galaxy A71, where on the A51 you can kind of tell that the sound was a little bit, bad. Stuttering sometimes, and well, when I was using it, I don't know if it was because of my internet or something like that, but yeah. Now I'm just gonna run a quick sound test at full volume. Again, pretty good sound quality, but remember that it's not that loud. It only has one speaker, and I'm not pretty sure that sound comes out of the top speaker as well, because some phones where you're not in a call with somebody, the top speaker is used for the music that you're listening to or the video that you're watching. Again, sound quality can be compared to most phones out here on the market, but overall, louder and bass wise, it's pretty low there. I guess they didn't really focus on that factor of the phone. But now I want to talk about the battery. It was the 4,700 milliamp hour battery. Yeah, a lot of people may think that the battery of this phone, the 4,700 milliamp hour battery, is bad, but honestly, I think it's pretty good. This phone, remember, Super AMOLED, it definitely has a better battery than the Note 9, A51. And some other phones out there. It's not the biggest battery we've seen, but it definitely matches up with the Snapdragon, the cameras, and the screen as well. Since the screen is not that big, it definitely holds well, at least in my opinion. I think that this phone is definitely worth buying for the price of, I'm not going to mention the price until the end of the video because I want it to be a surprise for you guys, but I think that this phone is definitely a big pickup. Compare it to the A51, where the A51 was worth $200, and the cameras, honestly, they were pretty bad. They honestly marketed for them to be 42 megapixels, but they honestly feel bad. And honestly, I think that this phone is worth so much because of the 64 megapixel camera that it comes in with. I guess they didn't really just focus into the battery aspect of the phone. I guess they didn't focus into that aspect. They focused probably more on the cameras and on the screen as well, and on the RAM and on the chipset. So I guess they didn't really focus on the battery, but if they would have added 5,000 milliamp hours of battery, then that would have been, honestly, this phone would have been perfect for the price. And if you didn't buy this phone, you'll honestly be missing out, because this phone is honestly one of the best phones I've seen, one of the best cameras as well. Best chipset I've seen out of the phones out here nowadays that are not from Apple, because Apple, of course, has their A13 Bionic, but the Qualcomm Snapdragon does hold up pretty well to the A13 Bionic. But yeah, again, remember, 4,700 milliamp hour battery, and that the speakers can be compared on a quality level to some speakers from the flagships, but overall loudness level, they're pretty low. But yeah, they're pretty low. But yeah, now let's go on into the benchmark and the game test. Alright guys, so for the benchmark, I did forget real quick to show you guys that the camera is motorized. I guess, so for the benchmark, I will have a timer on the side showing how fast it's gonna go, and once it stops, I'm gonna finish this timer or the stopwatch to see how fast the time that it took for this to finish. Now this phone is pretty good. Honestly, I think it's gonna finish pretty quickly within the 3-minute range or something around that range. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna start the timer and the thing at the same time. So here we go. 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna leave it there and let's see how well it does. Alright guys, so in total for the phone to finish, it was around 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So a little bit less than I thought. That was gonna be around the 3 minutes or higher range. But yeah, that was pretty much for the timer. As you guys can see, now I'm gonna show you on the single core scores and stuff like that. But it took 2 minutes and around 40 seconds for the phone to finish. Now let me show you guys the single core score. So at the top, here we go. We have the 912 single core score and then a multi-core score of 3,352. Now, my question is, how come the phone finished in around 2 minutes, but the single core score is bad? Like for example, here I have my Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and the average single core score of this phone is around 1,000, and then the multi-core score is around 13,000 or something like that. I don't understand, if this phone has a better CPU than the Note 9, why is it going slower? Why does it have a lesser score? But that's probably a question for another time. Now that was pretty much it for the benchmark. Now let's go on to play Call of Duty. Okay, guys, so I won't be playing Fortnite because Fortnite just takes too long to load, and I just don't have that kind of time today. Remember, in Fortnite they have updates every like weekend or something like that, and this is a brand new phone, so I will have to update the game, and it's just not about that life. And I just don't have the time today, so I'm sorry if you guys wanted to see a test on Fortnite. I wasn't able to provide, but you will have to just leave with Call of Duty Mobile. Again, look how fast it is for me to load in Call of Duty Mobile. Like, and not just get in the match, press this 1v1 or something like that. But yeah, again, remember that this phone is brand new, and that I just want to see this to see how fast it goes. But yeah, let's continue on with these game tests. So it looks like we got into a match. We're playing a 1v1, level 17 with my regular guns, like casual. But let's go, let's play. I think after this video I'll be uploading a water test. Remember, this is a 4,700 milliamp hour battery, so the phone may die just now because I haven't charged it in all day, so I'm a little bit unprepared for this game test. Let's see what this guy's at. I'm probably gonna die because I haven't played Call of Duty Mobile in such a long time. He killed me. One shot with a shotgun, of course. You know, that's how you mostly win these things. Why can't I shoot? Why can't I couldn't shoot? What? Okay, so that's where the button is. Okay, cool. I don't want to be a camper, but if it is what it is, bro, these shotguns, bro, that's legit. That's so unbalanced. Yeah, shotguns. Shotguns are just overpowered in this game. So if you have a shotgun, then that's, you know, that's GG. But yeah, that's pretty much for this game test. As you guys can see, oh, you can actually pick what you want. All right, no, I'm gonna give him a taste of his own medicine. I'm gonna pick a shotgun as well. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. You know what I mean? Or she. I don't really know. But yeah, let's play this game. As you can see, it's running pretty smoothly. I have around 60 ping. Alright, come on, man. I have a shotgun. Oh, and he still killed me, bro. He has a golden shotgun. This guy sucks. Golden shotgun. You know, I'm gonna get mad over a mobile game, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, 5 movement. Die. See what I mean? When you have a shotgun, you just become incredible at the game. You know what I mean? Of course. But anyways, that was pretty much it for this game test. Hope you guys really enjoyed. Now let's go on into the conclusion and see how much this phone costs. Alright guys, in conclusion, I definitely recommend picking up this Pocophone F2. Some people may have other opinions on this phone, but honestly I think it is definitely a good pickup. Xiaomi probably focused more on the camera aspect of the phone, with the 64 megapixel camera being probably the leading part of the phone, besides the Snapdragon and the GPU as well, the Adreno 650. And the battery is a little bit questionable. I definitely think it's enough, but if they added more people will probably buy this phone. The phone will probably be better. But yeah, definitely this phone, I definitely recommend it for the price of $500. That seems a little bit high, but I think it's because of the camera and because of the Snapdragon 865. So yeah, definitely I kind of recommend getting this phone, honestly, because it's smooth, it feels premium like the iPhones and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just me, it's a little bit, you know, heavy as well. Protected pretty well, the screen protector. I definitely do recommend getting this phone. Again, $500 seems like a nifty price, but the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is worth $400, and it only has a 12 megapixel camera. This one has a 64 megapixel camera, and it's worth $100 more. So I definitely did a big change as well with the RAM and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys seem to enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.